Today we'll be working on factorization, and after this video, you'll be understanding everything about factorizing because instead of showing you how it's done, I will show you ways to have it done in a way that you will easily understand it. So stick with me. So let's take, for example, a question like 4x plus 4y. So factorization, the concept actually is taking out the common factor. So in this case, in the case that we're looking at, what is it that is common here? What is it that is common here? What is common is that we have a 4, right? So what is common, because we have two terms, with 4x plus 4y. So between the two terms, what is it that is common? So what is common is 4. You see 4 here, and you see 4 here. And now what you do with this 4 you've got, you come back here and say 4x divided by 4. What is it that you're left with? Here, you have 4x divided by 4. What is it that you're left with? So this one takes out this one, you're left with only x. So you open a bracket, you say x. Then now you come back again, you take the same 4, and you say 4y divided by 4. So with this 4y, meaning now we also divide it by 4, just like that. So this one takes out that, we left with what? With y. So plus y. And basically that's just it. There's nothing more than that. This makes our final answer. 4x plus 4y, when we factorize it, it's 4 into bracket x plus y. Let's take a few more examples. Let's say now we have a question like this. 4x plus 6y. It's different from the first one, but the concept is still the same. So what happens here? What happens in this one? So remember, our concept is that we should find a common factor, and with that common factor we multiply and then we divide the whole equation. And so what is a common factor here? What is a common factor here? So we cannot say it's 4, because 4 doesn't divide, doesn't divide 6. So what is a common factor? So instead of saying it's 4 or it's 6, we have to find a number that can divide both these numbers and leave no remainder. And a number is not 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 6 divided by 4, it leaves a remainder. And is not 6. 4 divided by 6, it leaves a remainder. 6 divided by 6, it's a 1. So we need to find a number that when we divide 4, it leaves no remainder. When we divide 6, it leaves no remainder. That is how we find our common factor in this case. So that number is 2. So what do we do with this 2? If you remember well from our previous example, is that we have to take this 2 now, we go and divide it back again. So meaning we have 4x divided by 4. 4x divided by 2. 4x divided by 2. What do we have? What do we have in this case? So 4 divided by 2, we get 2x. So we come back here, we say 2x is what we have. And now we take again this 2, it divides 6y there. So meaning 6y divided again by 2. So 2 enters how many times into 6? Enters 3 times. So we have plus 3y. And there's nothing more to be done. This is our final answer. Let's take the next one. Next one we have 5x plus 10y. So what is our common factor in this case? Just check well. In this case, we cannot use 2 because 2 doesn't go into 5. But 5 goes into 5 and 5 goes into 10. So 5 is our common factor. Then 5x divided by 5, we are left with x. And 10y divided by 5, we're left with 2y. Yes. And this is our final answer. This is our final answer. And to confirm your final answer, you can just simplify the final answer, the answer you have, the final answer. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 multiplied to x gives us 10y. So it takes us back to this one here. So meaning it's correct. Let's take our third question. And there's our third question. If you feel like you understand it, you can pause and try it. So how do I approach this one? How do I approach this one? The concept is still the same. You have to find the common factor. So in this case, you have to find a number that goes into both 8 and 12. That number is 2, but 2 is very small. 2 is very small. But the highest, which can divide both the numbers, is 4. So 1 goes into both 8 and 12. 2 also goes into both 8 and 12. And finally, 4 goes into both 8 and 4. So between these three numbers, which one is the bigger one? It's obviously 4. So we take 4 as our common factor. You say 4, open bracket, you leave it like that. Then now you say 8x divided by 4. What do we get? So 8 goes how many times into, 4 goes how many times into 8? It goes 2 times. So it's 2x. Then now 12y. 4 goes how many times into 12? It goes 30 times, 38y. And there's nothing more to be done. This makes our final answer. Pretty easy, right? So let us spice it up a bit now. Let's use variables instead. So let's say we have question number 4. Question number 4, it's x squared minus 6x. What is our common factor here? What is our common factor here? So you always have to remember, as long as it says factorize, you always have to remember that the concept is taking out a common factor. So checking both the terms, x squared and 6x. What is it that is common here? You see that what is common is that both of them have x. So that makes what? Our common factor. That makes it our common factor. So we say now is equal to our common factor now is x. So how we choose here between the two is that between these two, it's x squared and x. You have to take the smallest now. You have to take the smallest in exponent between the two. So the smallest in exponent between the two in exponent form is this one here. So hence we have it here. Alright. So now open bracket. Then I will say x squared divided by x. What do we get? It's x squared divided by x. What do we get? So we know this is x multiply x. Then 1x, take out 1x, we left what? Only 1x here. So coming back here to fill back our answer, we left with x. And now moving on to 6x. So it's 6x divided by x. What happens in this case? This x take out this x, so we left with only 6. So we come back and fill in our answer. Our answer looks like this. And there's nothing more to be done. This is our final answer. I hope all of this makes sense. On our next video, I'll be bringing more questions, particularly the tricky ones to deal with. So stick around. That's all about today's video. If you found it helpful in any way, please leave us a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one.